What's up, guys? Today we're playing Epic 7, and to be honest, I really just want to use Edward. Edward is an amazing hero. He's got a great animation. He seems like he will be really good in a lot of places. And today we are doing Hell Raid, full auto, all the bosses. Now, if you haven't checked out my last video on autoing Hell Raid, then I'll put a link for that up for you. It turned out great. I've been using it for months, and it kills every boss every single time. Now, funny story, you can swap out Moonlight Lilibet, put Edward in, and it's going to be even faster. But what I wanted to do today is showcase a different team. A team with different heroes that you might have, so you can see how to use Edward. Now, you guys know I like to be complete. I want to make sure that you have everything that you need in order to go into the raid and kill every boss successfully. So what we have up for you today is a map, and this one's from ceciliabot.github.io, and I'm going to put this into the chat so that you're able to go to this website. Now, I use this for my camping simulator, which works out great. It allows you to put combinations together that you probably didn't think of in a very quick way so that I can make my teams. In this, the very first time that you do it, you have to walk, right? So we have our starting point in the middle, and you're going to walk up and then to the left and then up to the boss. Once you have beaten the boss for the first time, you can teleport. Every single boss has a teleporter right behind them. This costs you like 3 morale, but it's really good because it allows you to go there, kill the boss, and if that's all you want to do, then you can be done. But all these mini bosses on the orange square, they have the opportunity to drop level 88 gear. They can also drop currency for you to go to the shop and buy that speed weapon or the immunity chestplate, and that will help you to advance your game. So let's talk about what we do in order to get this done. I like to make my teams at least 30 to 35 morale, and I think this team comes in at 34. So just like it shows here, this is actually the exact path that I take. So I would teleport into the boss, and I just follow this little arrow all the way around to here, and then I'm done. Teleport back, and that's the end of your day. Same thing on Arahakan. Arahakan is the light guy. Teleport in, go all the way around. Now this says to stop here and go back, which I don't do. I continue to go through this section, then down and over and back. You could also take a left here and down, and that's pretty much been the same. It hasn't been too much more. I'm still able to do all of the mini bosses. For Karkanis, come in, teleport up, go to your middle, go left to number 3, and then back over and up to number 5. That is a good run. Down on Vera, same thing. We're going to go left and up. Now, once you hit this section, we'll go over to number 3, back, and then up, and then over. I always have too much morale, and I just keep going until I die, and that's perfectly fine. But if you want to stop after you're done with the orange squares, then by all means, go ahead and stop. And then last is Juleeve. Juleeve. This guy is a pain. He's the poison guy, right? This is the reason why you have to bring somebody who removes debuffs. The other guys don't debuff quite as much. This guy debuffs a ton. And if you can't remove him, you're just going to die. Teleport in, come over to the middle, then go down first and over to number 3. Now, once you're done here, you can go back and then up. Now I go over and kill number 6, and then back and over and up to number 8. At that point, you are done. Now, one last thing I want to say is you can only kill one boss per entry. So what this means is that you can't take one token, come in, and just teleport around and kill every boss. It's not going to work. So you either go in and start to do all of these little mini bosses for the maximum chance to get armor, level 88 stuff, and tokens, or you just do the boss and you go home. But taking that little extra step is going to be, much more benefit than just being done. Each boss on this run took 6 to 12 minutes, and that's it. Doing the rest of these runs, because we get so much damage out of our characters, it takes 20 minutes for every one of these bosses and all these little mini bosses, and then you're over. You can do the whole thing in one day, no problem. But the game is set up so that every week you would kill the normal queen, you would get a token, and then you would go and do Hell Queen. So it's really only designed for you to do one a week, and then on the very last, before the month is over, if you want to, you can come in and do one of your last runs. But one time a week, and you should be good to go. 20 minutes, 30 minutes tops, and you will have all the chance you need to get rewards.
May the holy light save us all. Call, unveil your eye of terror. Here I go. Obey me. Obey me. It's hard, but I won't give up. Obey me. That must have been painful. Beyond the abyss, to the ends of futility. It's going to be okay. May the light free you from despair. Obey me. Obey me. Over here! Please. Oh, okay. Obey me. Obey me. Here I go. That must have been painful. Call, unveil your eye of terror. Generous Arkasus, please protect us. Obey me. Here I go. Be okay. Obey me. Obey me. May the light free you from despair. That must have been painful. Call, unveil your eye of terror. Here I go. Obey me. Obey me.
Let me take your pain away. That must have been painful. Hurry!
Here I go. May the holy light save us all. Obey me. Beyond the abyss, to the ends of futility.
It's going to be okay.
Obey me.
Now,
That's my chance. Now.
wait! That must have been painful.
Blaze. May the light free you from despair.
Here I go.
Obey me.
It's going to be okay.
Please. Let me help you. May the light free you from despair. Blaze.
Here I go.
Please. Let me help you. Obey me. Obey me.
It's going to be okay.
Obey me. Call. Unveil your eye of terror.
That must have been painful.
Generous Rekos, please protect us. Obey me. Obey me.
Here I go.
Obey me. Obey me. Beyond the abyss, to the ends of futility.
Ha! It's going to be okay.
Obey me. Obey me. May the holy light save us all.
That must have been painful.
Let's fight together. Call, unveil your eye of terror. Obey me. Obey me.
Here I go.
Obey me. Obey me. Generous Rekos, please protect us.
It's going to be okay.
Blaze!
It's hard, but I won't give up. That must have been painful.
Obey me. Obey me. Generous Rekos, please protect us. Beyond the abyss, to the ends of futility.
Here I go. That must have been painful.
Obey me. Obey me.
Here I go.
Obey me. Blaze!
It's going to be okay.
May the light free you from despair.
That must have been painful.
Obey me. Obey me.
Over here!
Obey me. Call. Unveil your eye of terror.
It's hard, but I won't give up. Here I go.
Please. Obey me.
That must have been painful.
May the holy light save us all.
Now
Here's my chance. Blaze. Obey me. Obey me.
It's going to be okay.
Obey me.
Even if it's just a little. I really want to help.
May the light free you from despair. Beyond the abyss, to the ends of futility.
Here I go.
Obey me.
That must have been painful.
Obey me. Now, let me help you.
Let me take your pain away.
Blaze.
Here I go.
Obey me. Obey me.
It's going to be okay.
Obey me. Obey me. Generous Rekos, Please protect us.
Even if it's just a little. I really want to help. Here I go.
Call, unveil your eye of terror.
Hurry!
Here I go. Obey me. Obey me. Obey me. Obey me.
That must have been painful.
May the holy light save us all. Obey me. Beyond the abyss, to the ends of futility. Generous Rekos, please protect us. Call, unveil your eye of terror.
That must have been painful. It's going to be okay.
Obey me. Obey me. Obey me. Obey me.
Here I go.
Beyond the abyss, to the ends of futility. Obey me. Obey me. May the light free you from despair.
That must have been painful.
Obey me. Obey me.
It's going to be okay.
go. Obey me. Blaze.
That must have been painful.
May the holy light save us all. Here's my chance. Obey me. Obey me.
Even if it's just a little. I really want to help. Here I go.
Now. Beyond the abyss, to the ends of futility. Obey me.
It's going to be okay. That must have been painful.
May the light free you from despair. Obey me.
Wait!
Obey me.
Let me take your pain away. Here I go.
Call, unveil your eye of terror. Please, let me help you. Obey me. Obey me. Obey me. Obey me.
Even if it's just a little. I really want to help. It's going to be okay.
Now. Here I go. Blaze. Obey me. Obey me. May the light free you from despair. Beyond the abyss, to the ends of futility.
There I go! It's going to be okay.
Obey me. Obey me.
That must have been painful.
Call. Unveil your eye of terror.
Even if it's just a little. I really want to help.
Obey me. Obey me. May the holy light save us all.
Here I go!
Now,
That must have been painful.
now. Here I go.
It's going to be okay.
Please. Let me help you. Obey me.
Over here!
Here I go. Generous Arkasus, please protect us.
Here I go!
Beyond the abyss, to the ends of futility.
That must have been painful.
Obey me. Obey me. Obey me.
It's going to be okay.
May the light free you from despair. Here's my chance.
Here I go.
Let's fight together.
Wait. Now,
Obey me.
let me take your pain away.
Blaze.
That must have been painful.
May the holy light save us all.
It's going to be okay.
Obey me. Obey me.
That must have been painful.
Obey me. Beyond the abyss, to the ends of futility.
It's hard, but I won't give up. Here I go.
Obey me.
It's going to be okay.
May the light free you from despair.
Even if it's just a little. I really want to help.
Now, let me help you. Call, unveil your eye of terror.
That must have been painful.
Obey me. Obey me. Obey me. Obey me.
Here I go. be okay.
Generous Rekos, please protect us. Beyond the abyss, to the ends of futility.
Hurry!
Obey me. Obey me.
That must have been painful. There I go.
Obey me.
That must have been painful.
May the light free you from despair. Blaze.
It's going to be okay.
Obey me. Obey me.
That must have been painful.
So let's go ahead and talk about our stats. And the first one up is our Thickums Rowana. Now, one thing that I really like about her is that she heals and provides combat readiness on counter and dual attacks. 4 out of 5 bosses in Hell Raid are going to be countering you, and they're going to do it all the time. So she's constantly healing, she's constantly boosting up your characters so that they cycle much more quickly. Now, what you want out of Rowana is you want to max out your skill 2, and you want to max out your skill number 3, and that should be good enough. I did put some into her skill 1 because I did want the barrier, and it's because I use her for Arena. I run her on Celestine, and this is because I use her in Champion and higher Arena, and everyone has a Politis, but ideally I think what you want to run her on is still a Harpa, and this is going to help you to debuff or to remove those debuffs so that it reduces a lot of the pressure that you have on your team. Typical Soul Weaver build, you want something around 1200 or more defense. You want her to be 20 to 22k on HP, something around about 200 speed. You can reduce this if you want to. I don't need her to go particularly fast in Arena or in the Hell Raid, but something around 190 should be good. Then anything else that you have, go into Effect Resist. This is going to help you no matter where you use her in an all-around build. Next up, we have Angelic Montmorancy. Now, you can use Tama here, Tamarine. I used her on my other video to do the auto raid, and she works really well. Now, what I wanted to do here is use someone that was a little bit different to show you a different setup and a different kind of build. And Angelic Montmorancy gives me the right morale to do all of the bosses and all of the mini bosses. I keep her on Rod, and this I think is, it's pretty good. I like it a lot. One thing that she has is very fast cycling, but all of her heals they're not huge heals. They're not going to really bring you up a whole lot, and Rod helps out a lot with that because she cycles so fast that she's almost never using S1. Another artifact that you can use here is something like Shamadra's Staff, and that will work pretty well as well. I do have her on a plus 15 and a plus 30, which I think is necessary for her. And then she has a SSS self-imprint, which gives her more effect resist. Same thing as Rowana. You want to get her in the defense, in the HP, something around 190 speed should be just good, and anything else into effect resist. To activate her skill tree, you need at least 100 effect resist, but my gear rolled out really well. You can see this is all free gear from events, and so that's really what I have her on, and she does a fantastic job. And now we come to Mercedes. Now I really wanted to use Miru for something. She's not a hero that I typically use, but she did get buffed. I think it was in episode 3, where she got a change in her skills, but also she got a brand new artifact, and this artifact is pretty amazing, let me tell you. Like, it goes off. Sometimes she goes, and then she goes, and then she goes, and she goes, and you're like, what is going on? And it's pretty fun to watch. She does a ton of damage. I didn't really know how to build her. I saw that some people are building her on counter, and so I might try that as well. But I don't have great counter gear, so I'll have to see what I can do. This is a basic speed build. I don't have her on her imprint. She's not plus 15, and she did really good. One thing that Rowana brings is she doesn't bring debuffs. So one problem that we have on Queen is if you debuff her 3 times, then she resets everything and she punches you in the face. The other thing is when you're going against, I think it's Vera or Council, the one who does all the poisons, if you debuff them, they turn those debuffs into buffs, and then sometimes you get a really fat shield on the boss because it's a random buff that they get. So she doesn't have any debuffs, which is really nice, especially when you're autoing. So let's talk about her build. I think that you want to go a little more bruiser than this. So I have her at 3,700 attack. I think you bring this down to 3,500 or so, and when you do a plus 15, plus you give her the fat imprint, I think that she's going to do just as much damage and be tankier. You want something 1,200, 1,300 defense is good, and then 11,000 to 13,000 on the HP. Somewhere around about 200 speed is good, and then everything else you want into damage. One other thing that Rowana brings is that she's not Earth. One problem that we have on Karkanis, which is the fire boss, is that if you hit him with an Earth hero, then he just goes crazy on you. So having somebody with AoE to break him out of stealth, having somebody who is not Earth, who's not going to miss all the time, is a real benefit. Now what you can also use is you can bring in Solitaria of the Snow as a replacement, but I didn't want to use her because she's a limited, Moonlight 5 hero, and some of you might not have her. I really wanted to try out Mercedes, and she did a great job. She does wipe every once in a while, but I killed every boss multiple times, and she never failed to res before the boss was over, so it really wasn't a problem. And now we come to Edward, the man of the hour. He's a brand new hero from the collaboration, and someone I've been really itching to use, but to be honest, he's hard to build. He just is. His S1 gives him a barrier, and you can kind of say, well, let's put him on counter gear, but I'm not sure that it really works that well. I put him on a basic attack build. I think he'll also work great on lifesteal, and this is something I might try in the future. I have him on a basic bruiser build. You want something 1,200, 1,300 defense, and then he works really well at 23k, and then I want him ideally at about 150 speed. He does cycle every turn 20% on his S2 when he gets debuffed, and that works really well in Hell Raid because they're constantly debuffing you. I put him in the front spot, and he's just getting hit, and he's countering, and it's wild. He does so much damage. I have him on 82 crit and some crit damage, and then he gets 10 more crit from his artifact. So I wanted to see exactly how much this was going to do, and I think it worked pretty well. I think he'll work on other artifacts as well, but since I got a copy of this, I thought, let's just try it out. Now after he gets an extra attack, he increases crit damage, and this will go up to 4 times, so 24%, and 24% speed. 24% speed, you know, it's on your base speed, so you get, in this case, you're getting something like 24 to 30 speed, which puts him up around about 160, 170, and that's not too bad. I'd like to run him a little bit faster so that he cycles the S2. But when we're looking at crit damage, this will take you above the cap. So I do have 332. The cap is 350, but this will take him up to something like 356, and that's just fine. It's not wasted stats. Artifacts will take you above the cap. Okay, and then lastly is effectiveness. I did notice that he removes the buffs on the bosses, which is really fantastic, except that he needs a little more effectiveness. So I would bring him up to something around about 55 if you can, because the bosses have 70% effect resist, and at 55 effectiveness, he's going to do really well at removing the buffs and transferring any kind of debuff onto the boss. Well, it's not a transfer, right? He just applies it. He applies a debuff for 2 turns. So this is really good. As you can see, he has no molas at all, and he's not on amazing gear. So at this level, you can definitely hit for 20k very easily. I put him into my other raid team, and he sped up that run quite a lot. So I think he'll be a permanent replacement for Dilibet, at least for right now. But I want to try and find a team where he works really well, and a build that will work in PvP and for Hell Raid. That way I don't have to switch it out very often.